Hey makers, this is Dhruvin, and in this episode I'm going to talk about how you can create autonomous agent in Copilot Studio. So without further delay, let's get started. In this episode, I'm going to take one of the use case for citizen customer service. In this particular use case, the idea behind the scene is the local government is receiving lots of complaint via email as an inquiry for the different services. Sometimes people are facing the different issue related housing or garbage or any kind of electricity problem. They are basically emailing to the government to the specified email address. Now, the thing is that government agency are come up with the lots of email every day. They want to completely autonomous this process. But again, into this process, we just don't need a traditional email or Power Automate kind of functionality. Each person's complaint is different and each person we need to treat it as a separately. Now, the thing is that here some sort of human touch is required in order to respond to the emails. So here autonomous agent will make that activity easily over here. As soon as any new emails receive, what we need to do here is we need to identify the context and extract the information from it and assign this thing to the appropriate person and automatically generate the ticket into the system. Also, we need to reply them back with the email immediately so that they can know that okay, you are performing on this particular action. And what happen here is residents will basically receive an email notification with the ticket number and personalized message as well that okay, we are sad to hear you that you are facing a problem and here is the ticket number and this is what the information looks like. And this entire thing we wanted to build with the help of autonomous agent without any human interaction. So let's get started with that journey of building our first autonomous agent for customer service agent. Now, the first question arises in our mind that what is autonomous agent and how that will make our life simpler. So let me tell you, autonomous agent is an AI driven system that can independently perform the task, make the decision and interact with the users or system without requiring human interaction. Unlike traditional automation, which follows predefined rules and workflow, autonomous agent leverage the AI capability to reason over the data, take an appropriate action, and handle the process completely dynamically. Which means that, here in the ticket, people can write any kind of email. Based on that, we also need to decide the priority that, okay, what would be the priority? So how do you decide the priority of the ticket? It is based on the context or tone of the ticket or maybe what kind of issue they are facing. Based on that, we can make that decision for it. Okay, so this is what I completely want to make it automatically. Okay, as well as I just need to provide some sort of dynamically solution that okay, when that ticket will estimated be resolved. So let's say if it is an urgent ticket, so within 24 hours. If it is medium range ticket, then probably it will be into 48 hours, and if it is low priority, then maybe 72 hours. Okay, this kind of logic as well I want to provide to my autonomous agent, and this is completely based on the AI. Here we are not going to write any single line of code, just we need to train our Copilot agent in a way that it perform all these activities over here. So how many things are main important there? As soon as any emails is receiving, I immediately want to trigger the autonomous agent. Now again, there is a myth in the market right now that okay, agent or chatbot means that okay, always a chat interface. But here that's not the truth. Here we are not going to asking the question via chatbot, but what happened is this chatbot is running in the background. That's why we are using the word here agent, which means that your mailbox is configured and from this mailbox automatically this entire operation is going to be happen. So there is no such actually UI kind of thing. It's just like a behind the scene complete autonomous backend process. So how we can start by creating this journey from scratch? Let's have a look and get started with that. So first of all, let me show you the data structure of citizen support that I have created over here. So this is my Dataverse table called citizen support, and inside that I have taken couple of columns. First column here I have taken is ticket ID, which is my auto number column. Apart from that, I have a subject column, priority column, description column, and I have estimated resolution date column. Okay, and again, every data type I take it as a single line of text and multi-line of text over here. Only this column is auto number over here. You can simply take a screenshot of this one and you can create a table for your own. Alright, so this is my first step. Now let me start by creating my autonomous agent from scratch over here. Also, for ease of purpose, based on this table, I just created one simple model driven app view over here where I can see the submitted tickets over here. Right now, I don't have any such support ticket available over here. Now, let me just go to my agent creation portal and start creating my agent from scratch. So first of all, here I'm just providing skip to configure option and providing my agent name over here. So I'm just providing my agent name as citizen customer service over here. So first of all, let's provide the agent name. So I'm just providing the agent name over here as citizen customer service. Now we just need to provide the description that okay, how you want to describe your agent or what this agent will overall do for you. That's something you need to define here. So I'm just defining this type of description, that an autonomous agent for customer service that identify the context of the incoming email, determine their urgency and reply professionally and create the support ticket into support portal. Support portal is nothing but my Dataverse table where I just wanted to create that support ticket as well automatically. Alright, and instruction is something which is very important part of autonomous agent, because this is the heart or this is the key that how your agents need to follow the instruction. But at this point, at the very first moment, we will simply create this agent. After that, step by step, we will write an instruction that, okay, read the email, then probably reply to the email, make it professional, something like that instruction. You can always provide it later. Okay, so I'm just simply creating at this point and I'm not providing any instruction at this point at the starting position. And let's create our autonomous agent. I'm just simply clicking on create and this will take some time in order to setting up your agent. So let it to be happen. And here I am. My agent has been created successfully over here. And you can see the complete detail over here into this particular screen. Now let's get started by creating our actions one by one. So into this agent, how many things I wanted to implement? I wanted to implement two things. First of all, based on the support ticket, based on the email, basically I want to create a support ticket, and that support ticket is nothing but it is going to be created into my Dataverse table. So I want to simply make an entry into Dataverse table. And second thing is that I want to reply to the email, or maybe I just wanted to send an email back to the user. Okay, these two activities I want to do. Now, how do you define the activities into the autonomous agent? For that, one amazing feature available into agents, which is action. Here, you need to start creating your action. So let's get started and create the action from scratch over here. Again, if you are very new into the Copilot Studio or you haven't explored this product yet, I have a complete 1 hour 30-minute crash course as well, which you can also check it out. Let's say if you just wanted to look at the overall overview of the Copilot Studio, you can always go there and refer over there. Okay, and then maybe you can come over here. So at least this screen will be more familiar to you. Alright, so now I'm simply going to actions and let's start creating actions one by one. Alright, hopefully till now you are watching my video. If so, please hit thumbs up. It's free for you, but it motivates me or it helps to distribute this video across multiple people. So make sure you press the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe my channel. 70% of you are watching just a video but not subscribing the channel, but please do subscribe at this point. And don't forget to follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, because these are the platform usually where I'm uploading short content on the Power Platform. So just do it for me. Okay, now let's start creating that actions over here. So first of all, I'm creating my first action over here. So clicking on add action, and over here it will provide lots of connectors over here. So we just need to search for the Dataverse connector, because here I just want to create the support ticket request. So search for the Dataverse, and when you search for Dataverse, you can able to see the different actions over here. Okay, here I just need to use an action called insert a row or maybe add row action. Okay, so search over here, add row, and let's see what kind of stuff I'm getting over here. So let's see, scroll down a little bit. You can see the different connector information available over here, right? And when you have searched for your Dataverse, basically there is one action available: add a new row to a selected environment. Let's select that action. As soon as you select the action, let's click on that, and first of all it will create the connection for that particular environment. So let it to be, will take few moments in order to start the action. So first of all you can see it is connecting over here, and now let's click on next button from here, next. And now over here, first of all you just need to provide the name of your action. So over here you can just provide any name for yourself. So let's say here I'm providing a name as create a support ticket. Alright, and you just need to provide some sort of description that okay, what it will do: create a row in a support table. Okay, support ticket table. I'm just providing this kind of description over here. Second step is authentication. Which authentication you want to use to create this record? You want to use a user authentication or a Copilot authentication? So generally this is an autonomous agent, right? So there is no such user authentication. It will be like Copilot author, which means that whichever account we configured this Copilot with, that authentication I want to use it. So I'm simply using that out. And next is input and output parameter. That is something we need to define. Alright, so right now I'm not doing anything here. Once I create the action, then I will configure it, because it's easy over there rather than with just limited real estate available over here. Alright, so clicking on add action, and basically this will create an action. So let it to be, will take few moments to create your action over here on the screen. And here I am, my action is created successfully. Now just open up this particular action over here, and now next step is we need to configure our input and output parameter, because obviously we need to provide the table name, right? And which input parameter we just wanted to provide to our autonomous agent, that also something we need to supply, right? So from here that agent will know that okay, in which way it need to create an entry into the autonomous agent. So let's click on input over here, and the first thing is that environment. So environment is something which is not dynamically, it will be like statically. You already know in which environment you need to create this, right? So over here click on set a value, click on confirm, and over here when you hover over it you can able to see the different options. So I'm selecting my environment over here. Same way table name as well, you just need to use as set a value. And our second option is dynamically fill with the based option. We don't need to do that, okay, because it's mainly like AI powered option. But here we are fixed that okay, in which table I need to make an entry. So as soon as you do that, basically all the available table will be available for you over here. And my table name is citizen support ticket, right? So citizen support is the table name which I need to simply provide it. So I'm just simply selecting it, and all good. So I'm simply selecting set as a value. It's a little bit tricky as citizen support, and all good. So these two parameters we configure perfectly. Now, if you want to add additional parameter, because in my portal, I want to add another information as well, like subject, description, priority, estimated resolution date, right? So all of this as well, I need to provide it over here inside my action. So let's add one by one over here. So first of all, I'm clicking on add. And over here, you will be able to see all the Dataverse column over here available for you. Okay, so let's save up to this point, and then let's try to add a few more things over here. So let's save up to this point, and after that, let's provide some other input for ourselves. So I'm just clicking again here and go to the input field. Okay, and let's start adding the stuff. So first parameter I want to provide over here is subject. So you just have subject, and as soon as you do that, you can see this subject is added over here. Now what value you want to provide here? So users and identify as is the thing, like okay, you want to make it like a dynamically. So obviously yes, it will be dynamically from the email directly, right? And over here you can simply start adding some of the description for yourself, that okay, what you want to add as a description over here. So I'm just providing over here as a summary of the subject of overall ticket. So I'm just providing this as a description. Again, description is very important. Using this, AI will know that, okay, from overall email, what the subject looks like. So it will try to identify it automatically because it's dynamically filled with the based option, right? Similar way, I need to add other parameters as well. So second parameter I want to add over here like a priority. So I'm just adding priority. And again, this is again dynamically filled with the best option. And in description, we can simply provide here that, okay, importance of the ticket and categorize based on the urgency, categorize in the high, medium and low priority. I'm just providing this as an instruction over here into my description column. All right. Similar way, let's just try to apply some more thing over here. Now let me just add like estimated date. So I'm just adding that out. And again, here I will just provide again, it's dynamically. So I will just add here a description that, okay, add 24 hours in the current time if it is high priority. For medium, add 48 hours and 72 in the current date for the low priority. Okay. So I'm just providing this instruction over here. And I just need the overall description now. So I'm just adding one more field called description. And over here, I'll just provide here like a description of the email. So overall summary, okay. Description of the email as summary. All right. So I'm just adding over here in this way. All right. So this is what it looks like. Now let's save this input parameter over here. All right. Now output is something we know that how Power Automate also giving you the full output result. So if you go to the output, in output you will get all the properties over here. All right. And maybe from there, basically we just need a ticket ID, right, in the response. So maybe we can simply search over here for the ticket ID column, and let's just provide some sort of instruction over here that what exactly it looks like. So again, you can simply search over here for ticket ID column, which is returning as an output, and in description let's provide like it is equal to ticket number. So at least my AI will know that this is your ticket number. And let's say if you don't want to return any other column from it, you can simply delete it, but I'm not doing any action at this point. Simply save up to this point. And let's done with our first action. So my action is done. If you go to actions again, this is what your action looks like. Create support ticket. Okay. And when you click on this, this is what it opens that you just configured for yourself. Okay. You can even rename this action name if you want. So I'm just renaming this again like create support ticket. So it will be more consistent over here. All right. Perfect. So far first thing we are done. So first task this agent need to do is create a support ticket into the system. So it's done and perfectly, and it is like a triggered by agent at this point it is showing to me. Okay. We will perform the rest of the operation later on, but this is my first thing. Now second thing I need to do here is I need to send an email back to the user. Okay. So I will again add one more action for email to send out the user. So I'm using an action send an email over here. So search for send an email action and you will be able to find one action, send an email from Outlook. So this is what I'm going to use here. So let's just click on this and let this action to be created. Okay, and click on next. So this is what basically it will create an action. So over here send an email. Okay, and you can just provide over here instruction. This operation sends an email message. That's it. Authentication I just wanted to again do with the Copilot authentication, and input and output parameter let's provide in a while. Click on add action first. First you just need to provide the action name and that's it, and add that, and after that always play around with the input and output parameter. So let it to be happen. Let this to be added. So you can see here send an email action is created perfectly. Now let's just click on this particular action and let's try to provide some input parameter over here. So let's go to the input parameter at this point, and over here there is couple of things. Now to whom we want to reply it back. So again, I just wanted to make it dynamically fill with the best option. I don't want to provide any such thing over here. So to will be completely dynamic. So whichever email addresses the mail has received, to the same email address they want to reply it back. Okay. So I'm making to as a dynamically. Subject as well, I just wanted to make it completely dynamic in the fashion. Okay. And body as well, I just wanted to generate it dynamically. But again, over here, I will just provide some instruction over here that based on the received email, respond them. We are looking into your ticket and provide the full detail of the generated ticket in the system, including ticket number, priority, description, and approximately date of resolution. And also use natural language to respond to the context of the ticket. Use professional tone and proper HTML format to respond the ticket. I'm just providing this kind of instruction to the body so that what happen here is it will perform the things accordingly. Alright, so I'm just providing this as a completely as a description of the body. Alright, let's click on save. So that email context is also, email response is also been dynamic in the nature with the help of AI. Alright, so let's click on save, and basically this will create my another action as well, which is my this one, send an email. Okay, and maybe I will just rename this action, send an email. Let me just rename this back, and let's click on here and save up to this point. Alright, so first of all, we created both of our action perfectly over here. Now the thing is that where the power of autonomous agent, which means that what would be my trigger, that as soon as anything come up as a trigger to my mailbox, immediately I just wanted to perform this overall action, right? So for that, let's go to back to the overview section, and over here we just need to start creating our ticket. So over here, what I'm going to do here is I just need to write a trigger over here that okay, which trigger I wanted to perform. So click on add trigger in order to add your autonomous trigger, and that makes this agent as autonomous. So here there is no chat interface is required. Completely as soon as an email will receive, this will be going to be performed. Okay, so let's add a trigger over here. So I'm just adding a trigger when an email is receiving. So let's add a trigger, and first of all it will show you when you are opening for the very first time, you just need to turn it on. So let's click on it, and as soon as you do that, you can see that it automatically turning on the generative orchestration. Again, what is generative orchestration? So in autonomous agent, whenever you think that your bot is able to respond it in an automated fashion based on the context it is being provided, you always need to turn on your generative AI orchestration for your application. So basically, whenever you are making any autonomous agent, this particular orchestration is compulsory, so it is turning that on. Now over here, couple of triggers are available, or if you need any extra trigger, you can always search it over here. And what would be my trigger over here? That when a new email arrives. So as soon as my new email is arrives, I want to perform this thing. So let's click on when a new email arrives. And as soon as you do that, basically it will add that trigger over here. And this trigger will make this agent as an autonomous agent. And over here you can see it is showing you when a new email arrives, and basically it is having Copilot action and Outlook action over here, because in email as soon as it receives, it need to run this agent. Click on next, and you can just provide an any name of the trigger. I'm not changing anything right now. Click on next, and over here you can configure any property if you want. And if you don't want to do anything at this point, you can simply click on create trigger, and you can modify later as well. So I'm simply clicking on create trigger option over here, and we can modify in a later stage. So let's simply clicking on create trigger, and this is basically creating a trigger for us. And here I am. You can see that my autonomous trigger is created successfully, and it's time to test the trigger. Let's click on close, and you can see it has added this trigger as well as actions over here. So actions we already created earlier, and secondly we created this trigger. Now it's time to test the trigger. But the thing is that in my mailbox I am receiving different kind of email, but I want to trigger this particular email wherever there is a word of support ticket is there into my mail subject. Only at that time I want to trigger that out. Okay, so this trigger is nothing but when you click on three dots, it is nothing but your Power Automate trigger. So when you click on edit, basically it is redirecting you to the Power Automate, and from here as well you can use the capability over there to customize the way you want. So over here I always have this particular thing, and over here I can add any additional condition if I want. So maybe I'm just mentioning over here that in subject filter, if the word is support ticket, so I'm just adding the word over here, support ticket. So if this is containing any word with support ticket, then only this autonomous agent should be triggered. I don't want to trigger it for each and every emails over here. Okay, but if you want to trigger on every email, that is also fine. All right, so once you are done with that, save, publish this out, and again basically it is basically sending this prompt to the Copilot agent. So basically trigger in the autonomous agent is nothing but ultimately behind the scene it is creating one Power Automate, and that Power Automate is sending that overall response to the Copilot agent. Okay, so make sure you publish this out over here, and all good with this trigger. All right, so now the thing is that next thing is that we need to test the agent, but before that very important part come up into picture, which is instruction. Because you created the different things here, like create a support ticket and send an email, as well as trigger as well you configure. But the main part is how does your agent will know that in which sequence they need to follow and need to create this complete support ticket and sending the email back to the user. For that, obviously you need to provide some sort of instruction to your agent, right? And that's where the power of instruction will come up into picture in the autonomous agent. All right, before that, make sure that you make your actions name properly. So over here, send email v2 is there, right? Maybe let me just provide a proper name, send an email. Okay, so it looks nicer over here. All right, because this action name is something definitely we are going to provide as an instruction into this general instruction section. All right, so now let's start drafting our general instruction over here, that how these agents need to behave. Okay, so basically let's draft the instruction one by one over here. All right, again, if the agent will not follow your instruction properly, you need to tweak your general instruction according to that. Okay, so let's click on edit and let's start adding the instruction over here. So in this instruction, you can see that you are able to see this kind of box to provide your instruction. Okay, so the first instruction I'm just providing over here is this one, that you need to completely automate the auto reply process of any support emails you are receiving. As soon as any incoming email arrives, determine the urgency of the email and categorize the email to high, medium or low priority. After that, you need to call below actions without any human interaction. Okay, so you are providing first thing over here. Now let's say what instruction we need to the agent need to execute. That is also something you need to supply. Okay, so first action I want to provide here is exit same name provide here. Okay, which action they need to perform. So first it need to create a support ticket. Okay, so I'm just providing exit same name, create support ticket, and this will create ticket number in the result, right? Because this is what it is creating an entry into Dataverse table. Okay, in the result. So I'm just providing this instruction over here. All right, so if you provide a proper name, AI can easily understand that, okay, this creates support ticket action, you need to execute it. More and more, if you become more precise in your instruction, your agent will give you a better result. Okay, otherwise if you use any natural language, that is also working fine. Okay, but I'm just mentioning it into this fashion. Second instruction I want to supply here is draft a new fresh email in response using Office 365, this particular action, send an email action. Okay, so let me copy this action over here and paste it. Second is send an email I need to use. But before that, I'm just providing some sort of instruction over here that okay, draft a new email in the response using send an email action. Okay, so I'm just providing this instruction. Okay, and after that I want to provide some more thing over here that okay, ensure all the replies are professional and also in the proper HTML format. So I'm just providing this one more instruction over here. So it should send the proper HTML output to the user. Okay, so this is what simple instruction I want to provide here. Simple general line of language, and that's it. Okay, now let's save up to this point. All right, as soon as you save this thing, you can see some of the formatting is being changed over here because we directly copied from here, right? So behind the scene, it just like a markdown language it uses, so it just kept this URL as well, right? But this URL is something which we don't really need. We can simply remove these URLs. Okay, so after create support ticket, whatever this URL is, maybe just remove it. Okay, it's just unnecessarily, and you can see bullets are also automatically created. All right, you just remove this overall URL which is unnecessarily added over here. That's it, and this is what the clean and crystal clear instruction looks like. All right, that's it. And after that, you need to publish this change. Then and then your autonomous agent will start triggering automatically. Okay, so let's click on publish over here and let's see what will happen after that. So let's publish this out over here, and your autonomous agent is being published over here. Now it's time to test this autonomous agent, that how we can get started by doing some sort of testing around that. So first of all, let me just do one thing. Let me open up both of my mailbox side by side, and in with one mailbox, as a citizen, I'm drafting one email and sending to the specified mailbox, and let's see whether this agent will be able to pick it up and able to send this thing over there or not. All right, so let's start doing that testing for ourselves. For the testing purpose, I'm opening my mailbox as one of the another citizen user. So I just log in with my contact email address and I'm drafting this kind of email, that support ticket miss garbage collection service. And I'm just drafting a message in a way that okay, our regular garbage collection schedule was yesterday, that did not happen on this road. Garbage bins remains full and uncollected, and kindly arrange the collection and consider this as an urgent request. I'm just mentioning this thing over here. Now let me send this email out, and now let's wait for Copilot agent to understand this, and let's see how it will interpret for us over here. Okay, so you can always check your mailbox. So as a government agency, I received this kind of email over here, miss garbage collection service, and let's see how now autonomous agent will respond it accordingly. All right, so let's go here, and always you can go to the activity section over here underneath your agent, where you can see your automated trigger, because this is an automated agent, right? So click on activity over here and let's wait for this process to finish. And you can see that just now one automated one is being finished. You can simply click on that to see what exactly it has done over here. So you can able to see the activity map over here, and you can see that it created an email and created a support ticket and sending an email as well. And even though you can expand this thing, that okay, what exactly it's stored over here and what exactly it sent in the email and to whom it sent, everything you can able to see here. Okay, and meantime what I'm doing here is I'm just checking my output as well. So first of all, I'm checking as a government, I'm checking my sent mailbox. So this is what it responded with, that okay, support ticket has been created with support 1004, high priority ticket, description was this, and when it will be approximately resolved, it is giving me that time as well. So I'm just refreshing this, and you know, it is just considered as it is created on 22, right? And estimated resolution will be on 23, because we have provided a logic, right? If it is an urgent and a priority urgent as well, it identify from the email, and description as well, it generated from the email context itself, and you know, created that complete request over here and complete summary over here, right? Isn't it cool? Like we didn't need to stay here forever to check the request, and it just responded. Now let me check my mailbox if I received an email or not. So I'm just checking my mailbox as a citizen, and as a citizen I get this amazing well formatted HTML email, and this is what we just did with couple of instruction, and our chatbot agent is 100% ready. It's not like a chatbot, it's like an agent, which is an autonomous agent, right? It triggered automatically. Sometimes, let's say if you want to do some manual testing, at that time you can just go to the overview section over here, and whenever you look at your trigger, at that time also you can see the add trigger option and this one option over here. Just click on that, and over here as well you will be able to see couple of triggers, so you can just do it and start testing over here. Okay, and this will basically manually testing your autonomous agent, right? So this is all about the autonomous agent which I wanted to talk about over here into this particular class. Tell me in the comment section what else you want me to cover in my next Copilot Studio tutorials. So I'm happy to hear from you. With that note, I'm happy to end up for today's session over here. Have a great evening ahead, and goodbye. But before that, if you haven't followed me on my Twitter and Instagram so far, do follow me. And if you are looking for any kind of paid training, all the training information is available on www.powerplatformtrainings.com. You can always visit that. And all the links for my social media handles to follow are also available in the description box. So do check it out. And don't forget to again hit thumbs up and subscribe my channel. With that, goodbye.